Alright guys, I thought I'd go ahead and do my predictions for this Sunday's TNA pay-per-view, Bound for Glory 2012. And this is TNA's biggest show of the year. This is their WrestleMania. And it's not that the card is really weak or anything. I guess I just expected a little bit more from this year's Bound for Glory. All the matches have got some build behind them. It just feels, I'm not really sure what it is. It just feels like something is lacking from this year's show. But there is supposed to be a 1-hour pre-show before the pay-per-view. I got my DVR set to record it in case there's any matches or anything, so I'll add that into my review also on Sunday. I'm looking at the match card on Wikipedia right now, and there's 7 matches. I expect an extra match thrown in with RVD, maybe against Gunner or something like that. Possibly an X Division match with Zema Ion versus somebody, I don't know who. But as far as the other matches go, they do all have some build behind them. So I do have to give TNA credit for that. It's just I don't really feel like I want to see some of these matches. I don't know. Like, the first match here is Magnus versus Samoa Joe for the TNA TV title. And I think Samoa Joe's probably going to win this one just because he's won the belt not long ago. He hasn't had it very long. They'll probably continue their feud somehow. Maybe Magnus will get pissed off and attack him with a chair or something. That way Joe keeps the title and they can continue this feud. And, I mean, they do have some build behind it if you take into consideration that they were tag team partners. They broke up. Samoa Joe was doing his own thing in the BFG series. Magnus was doing his own thing. They had a match together against each other, and Magnus hit Joe with the chair in the arm. So they've slowly built this one up. It just doesn't feel like it's had enough TV time on it. Magnus kind of started a little mini feud for 1 week against RVD at the last pay-per-view, and now he's back to Samoa Joe, so I'm not really sure, but that should be a good match. And then we have Joey Ryan versus Al Snow. If Ryan wins, he receives a full-time TNA contract. So Joey Ryan is going to find some way, he's going to cheat, and he's going to win this match. That's it, really. The Aces and Eights versus Sting and Bully Ray. I said in my review of last week's Impact episode that I think Bully Ray is going to screw Sting and join the Aces and Eights. Now, he may not be the leader, but I think he's going to be involved somehow. He's going to join up with them, and maybe he just sees how powerful the Aces and Eights are and wants in. Maybe something like that. Maybe he's got to do something to prove he's loyal to the Aces and Eights. There's a lot of things they could do with the storyline, but I do see Bully Ray turning on Sting, joining the Aces and Eights, and that's how they win the match, giving them full access, whatever that means, to the Impact Zone. Then we have Tara versus Miss Tessmacher, another match that's had some build behind it since they were also tag team partners. For this match, I think Tara is going to win the title here. And the reason I say that is because they've been building up this Hollywood boyfriend gimmick. And this could be a way to bring whoever that is into TNA, have Tara beat Miss Tessmacher, continue that feud. And really, there's not a lot going on in the Knockouts division besides this, so it doesn't make sense to end it this soon, especially when this one actually has history behind it that they can work with. So I think Tara's going to win, possibly bringing her Hollywood boyfriend, whatever, but I see her becoming the new Knockouts champion. Bobby Roode versus James Storm in a street fight with King Mo as the guest enforcer. I don't know, I guess a crazy idea would be that King Mo turns heel and helps Bobby Roode win the match, but I think they want to have this guy as a big face for a little while at least. But I do think Bobby Roode is going to find some way to win. I'm not really sure what they're going to do to pull that finish off with King Mo there, but I do think Bobby Roode's going to win this, and they're going to continue this feud. I don't think it's going to end at Bound for Glory. I think it's going to give Bobby Roode and James Storm something to do, so I also see this happening at the next pay-per-view. AJ and Kurt Angle versus Chavo and Hernandez versus the World Tag Team Champions of the World. That's what it says on Wikipedia. That's a great name. In the triple threat match for the Tag Team Championship, I think AJ Styles and Kurt Angle are going to win this match. They really need to build up the TNA tag team division, and I think putting the belts on them could help. I love Christopher Daniels as a heel. I think he's been doing a great job, and he's actually helped Kazarian improve too, so I think those guys are a great team, and I would like to see them stick together and stay around as the tag team champions of the world. But because they've been doing such a good job on TV, they've been pulling out the wins and stuff, I think it's going to be new tag team champions crowned this Sunday. And I would have to go with AJ Styles and Kurt Angle. Now, it would make sense to put it on Chavo and Hernandez, and then maybe do something with Kurt and AJ in the future, split those guys up, have them go back to being solo wrestlers. But because the tag team division really needs people right now, desperately, I mean, it doesn't really matter who wins because there's only these three teams. So I think I'm going to have to go with AJ and Kurt Angle becoming the tag team champions just because the division desperately needs it. And that brings me to Jeff Hardy versus Austin Aries here. This is a tough one because on one hand you have Jeff Hardy, who won the BFG series, who TNA wants to make happy because they want him to re-sign and not leave TNA. And you have Austin Aries, who his run as champion has been kind of weak. It's taken a back seat to this whole Aces and Eights deal, and he hasn't really had as much TV time, and it really hasn't felt as important as it did when Roode held the belt. And I don't think they're going to turn him heel. I think they're just teasing this for this match. Maybe another match at the next pay-per-view, his rematch. But then he would go back to being a face. I'm not really sure. All I know is I've got this feeling that Jeff Hardy is going to beat Austin Aries here at this pay-per-view. Because if he doesn't, then Bound for Glory series is pointless again. And they want to make Jeff Hardy happy. I don't know. I don't care to see Jeff Hardy as champion again. He does not need the belt. He's clearly the most over guy in the company without it. And it just doesn't make sense to take it off him unless they really do want to turn Aries heel and have him feud with Hardy for a few months. And that's what I think is going to happen here. So I'm going to go with Jeff Hardy winning this match. And that's it, really. That's all for Bound for Glory this year. However, there is also the Hall of Fame with Sting, and I believe Christian is going to be at the Hall of Fame ceremony. I don't know if he's going to induct Sting. I heard a rumor that possibly Lex Luger, which would be crazy to see, but I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. That's cool for Sting and everything. So it should be an interesting show just because of the Aces and Eights angle, what's going to happen with Jeff Hardy and Austin Aries. But I don't know. It just feels like these matches, some of them, despite the build, I mean, Joey Ryan and Al Snow has had build for a few months, but I just don't care. I just don't care to see it. I mean, give him a contract to let him do this thing. I mean, it just doesn't feel like there's anybody really cares about that angle, that match. The tag team match has had a little bit of build too behind it with AJ and the whole Claire Lynch, and then slowly working into the tag team division. But it's also just, I feel like it's guys just thrown together once again, just like the WWE tag team division, where it feels like everybody's just singles wrestlers thrown together instead of real legitimate tag teams like they had with Motor City, Young Bucks. So yeah, I don't really know. I hope the show is good. It is their biggest show of the year, so I expect them to go all out. I really hope it delivers. I'm sure the tag match is going to be match of the night with AJ, Angle, all those guys in there. That should be great. And we should have some good matches that hopefully set up some major events in the future. I think the Aces and Eights thing is going to be the biggest event, and then possibly a new champion. So anyway, those are my predictions for Bound for Glory this Sunday. Hope you guys like this video. Leave your thoughts and predictions on the show in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Bye.